Hi guys, welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to share with y'all my little Woodies, the little Woodies collection and the Calico Critters collection. So I got these from my daughter last year in Christmas, last year in December, and they've pretty much been in my living room this entire time since last Christmas. Yeah, and they take up a lot of space. So as you can see, I need to move them out. I'm dying to decorate for the fall, and they're taking up a lot of space, all in the living room. So it's a funny story actually. Last year, before the holidays, I was asking my little one what she would want for Christmas. And she was giving me all these ideas of surprise toys. She's a surprise toy lover. And I'm so tired of getting surprise toys because you never know what you're going to get. And sometimes you get duplicates, which is often the case. But she sees these videos on YouTube and, they're usually sponsored and they get all the complete collection. So she always has it in her head that she's going to get the whole collection of all the surprise toys. So anyhow, we waste a lot of money on surprise toys. But I introduced her last year to Calico Critters and the Little Woodies collections, and she loved them. You see, when you get these these sets, you see exactly what you're getting. Like, it's not a surprise. Everything is unwrapped. Everything is perfectly, wrapped and detailed, and it really is extraordinary the amount of detail they put into these toys. So she made her list of the ones that she wanted, and it was an extensive list, I may add. But as you know, with any Calico Critter set, if you get the house, you want to get the car. And if you get the car, you want to get a school. And if you get a school, you got to get the bus. And if you got to get this treehouse school and the main house, then you got to get a daycare for the little babies to go to. It never ends. It never ends, guys. So, needless to say, her entire Christmas presents were basically calico. Were basically Calico Critters. And by the time she unwrapped like the 10th item, you should have seen her face. She was like, another one. She was so disappointed. And I felt so bad because I thought she was going to be like, wow, this is the perfect, I have my entire city, But it wasn't like that at all. It took her a while. It took her a while to accept that she didn't get any surprise balls with rinky-dinky crazy toys in them. Let me turn these lights on for you guys. So we haven't really used the lights very often, but the battery has been in there for an entire year. So that one is going out a little bit. So you can see it flickering there. It's about to run out. But this one's still going strong. And there is the little bunny, so adorable, in her kitchen working hard. My little one has it all displayed, so I don't really mess with the way she moves things around. She comes in here and plays throughout the year. She's been playing, here and there. She wow, that light just like snapped on for a minute there. These lights are so strong, like you really don't want to leave them on at night, long term, because you have to turn them off for safety as well. And that's her little tree house, which this one has our favorite animals, the penguin family and the reindeer family. They're so precious. That's our those are our favorites, I would say. And she loves her ice cream, so she has her own little ice cream truck. Sorry about all the moving, guys. I'm not a professional. But yeah, so it took her a while. She was really excited after a while to get each piece, you know, but she was kind of disappointed that that's all she kind of got for Christmas, and she had to face the truth that money was spent, and there it is, either play with your gifts or not. So the reason why I personally love these Calico Critter sets, it's really funny, guys. It reminds me of Beatrix Potter books. Do y'all know who Beatrix Potter is? She was an extraordinary woman in her day. So Beatrix Potter was she was a woman born in South Kensington, London, United Kingdom in 1866. And she was a visionary. She had so many thoughts and ideas. She originally wrote for a family's she wrote a book and drew illustrations for her book originally for one of her friends, which I believe was a governess or governors in that time, one of her friend's children that got sick, and she drew and wrote a book for them when they were sick. So that's how she originally wrote, but she loved to write. She found her calling in writing and illustrating these children's books. And she came from a time when that was not appropriate for women. Women were not encouraged to, you know, have their own business, or they weren't encouraged and taught to flourish like that. And so it's really remarkable that she didn't give up. She persevered and she continued, you know. She ended up releasing her book herself because she was originally rejected. And she published her Tales of Peter Rabbit in 1902. She was only about 36 years old. So that's really remarkable for a woman at that time. She wrote 23 stories in the complete Peter Rabbit collection. She had wrote 23 stories of all these different animals. She would envision these little animals like Peter Rabbit, you know, other animals like the toad, the frogs, all kinds of animals in her books, not just rabbits. And she would give them a life. She would give them a job. They would all have their names and their little duties and responsibilities. And it's really amazing how magical her books were. Not only how magical they were, but how amazing she was as a woman. She paved the way for things that we could only take for granted today. You know, she had to be rejected. She had to be told, no, that's not, you know, we're not going to publish under your name. You're a woman. And it's really amazing the gift she had and what she did for women without knowing that she was, you know, changing the world in her days. So she was a farmer, she was a businesswoman, she was an artist, a writer, and much, much more. But these toys of these Calico Critters remind me of Beatrix Potter books. They really do. They're so magical. They're so detailed. Now, Calico Critters is almost, they're not in any way related, but Sylvanian Families is what they were called originally. So they are still known as Sylvanian Families in some areas like Japan. So Sylvanian Families originated in Japan in 1985. And they traveled to the UK, United Kingdom, in 1987. But in 1993, they lost their rights to the name in Sylvanian Families in Canada and the US only, and they reintroduced their line under the name Calico Critters. So in America, that's what we know them as, Calico Critters. But if you order them online, you'll still find them under Sylvanian Families. my god, this little daycare is so adorable. Just now, a lot of these things that I'm showing you guys are little Woodzeez sets too. All the animals are calico, and the big house is calico. The bus is calico. The tree house is calico. The play set over there is calico, and that is calico. But when I come down to these little modules, these little tiny buildings, if you will, these are called little Woodzeez sets. So the little Woodzeez is not related to Sylvanian Families, but it's very similar. It's a competitor. And the little Woodzeez is a toy company that was originated in Montreal, Canada in 1897. A little Woodzeez brand came out in 2010. So the little Woodzeez, as you can see, they're more vibrant. The little Woodzeez sets are all vibrant versus the Calico Critters, which to me, the Calico Critters, that's part of the charm, you know, that all of their stuff is very neutral, very, very traditional. And that also reminds me of the Beatrix Potter books. I know it's insane how I have those two kind of like married in my head, but the little Woodzeez are much more appropriate for kids today because they're built with these bright colors, these beautiful happy colors, still a lot of attention to detail, and they give you so many accessories there to build your little set with. So these Calico Critters are pretty much brought to life. When you bring them home, you're not missing anything. Like, the only thing you have to introduce with these toys is your imagination. They give you everything that you need. And as you can see, they've taken up my living room, and I have to decorate for fall. So I would need to take my bunny pillows down, and I need to clear this stuff away. Over here, I am showing you guys more Calico Critters and little Woodzeez sets. So some of these Woodzeez sets, you can put them on top of one another. They kind of stay in place. They snap on one another. We've got the little Woodzeez bakery. And we leave the plastic on the cupcakes because if not, they will fall everywhere. But that's one of our favorites. They have the little bakery shop with all the goodies and pies and breads, and it's amazing how many they give you in this set of little Woodzeez. They do have the Calico Critters sets as well. So if you go online, you're gonna find a lot of Calico Critters stuff. The bakery, the grocery store, the little hospital. But I opted to get the little Woodzeez sets because they came with many, many more items than the Calico Critter sets did. They're way more vibrant, and to me, honestly, if they came with more accessories, and that gives my child more to play with. So that's what I went with. And that's the Finnick Foxes family. And then we got the little kitties in there. And the Huskies, the Calico Critter Huskies, left their bicycle out, and they were going to the farmer's market. This farmer's market is my favorite, honestly, guys. It comes with little fish, little gems, a push cart, some flowers, vegetables, produce. It's absolutely irresistible. The only thing that could have made these little sets better is if they had made like sounds or if they had lights. But these sets are meant to last a long time, and they're very durable. They're plastic. They come with very durable parts. And you're going to see the clinic, which is also set up as like a little dentistry. They have the eye chart. They have the little, on the left side, you see there, they have the bed with the little hospital or exam room. That's one of my daughter's most favorite items to play with. This is the little Woodzeez drive-through diner. It's really cute. Can't get the other side for these, but they're really adorable. So as you can see, they're taking up quite the space. And I've got a lot of fall accessories to put out. I have bales of hay, little bales of hay, scarecrows, fall signs, you know, the whole foliage, the fall lights, the fall foliage, the greenery. Lots of stuff to decorate because that's my favorite holiday to decorate for other than Christmas. So Beatrix Potter, back to her. She did pass away in 1943, and she ended up publishing 23 stories in the complete Peter Rabbit collection. I hope y'all guys check those out. But that is what Calico Critters remind me of. And I really do think that all these little animals are so precious. They're so sweet. The way they have them dressed, you know, they all have a job too. I don't know if I mentioned that, but they all have a job. When you purchase them, you learn about the families, about what their name is. And, you know, honestly, guys, do y'all know about Build-A-Bear? I don't know if you've seen my other videos about Build-A-Bear. We often get Build-A-Bear items, and those even remind me more of Beatrix Potter, you know, her characters, and then the Calico Critter characters. And then we have these Build-A-Bear characters, which I absolutely love. So this is the new one. This is the new Sparkle Bunny, the fall Sparkle Bunny this year. And she is in her little overalls. She has little specks of gold all over her fur. She's very precious. And this one is the last year's bear. I have her in her little outfit, the cutest pumpkin in the patch. The cutest pumpkin, yeah, in the patch. And she was the, she smells like pumpkin because I put the scent of her, the scent of pumpkin in her. That they have there at Build-A-Bear. And so she's a darker, like a red, she's like a darker orange red, like a burnt red, and then she's more of a orangey red. And I really love the colors because they remind me of the foliage of fall, the colors and the leaves. And that is my favorite color in the fall, this beautiful orange color. And then there's this little guy, and he's just taking it easy in his PJs. This is the cuddly bear from Build-A-Bear. We dressed him in the summer. Y'all saw him in his Hawaiian gear. That's this. I took off the Hawaiian gear and I put the little PJs because he's taking it easy. And so right here I have the tale of Jeremy Fisher. This is a Beatrix Potter book. And just to share with y'all, I'm not going to read it, but as you can see, her art is so precious. It tells of Mr. Jeremy Fisher. Now, this is a time when they didn't have all these toys and everything out. And she gave these little characters quite the position in their world. You know, they had jobs, they dressed, they had their own homes. They had their own responsibilities of things to do. And there's so many pages. Honestly, it goes up to page like 57. Wow. So you can definitely get this for children of all ages and adults. This is something to have in your collection because it shows the world as it was then, you know, nature-wise, and the way they dressed. Now, this one is not Beatrix Potter book, but to me, this Beatrix Potter book helped shape other stories that came later after, like the Summer Story by Jill Barklam. This is really cute. Same concept. Very adorable animals, you know, underground, living in their farms and their lands, dressed in beautiful little clothes. And it really does go into the detail of what was happening in their life on a daily basis. And it's so precious, these stories. It's you really do see the imagination come to life when you read these stories, because there's nothing like them. They came from a time when this didn't exist, and it's still so magical. And so when I was getting my daughter these toys, I was creating something that I always wanted when I was young, but I didn't have these. So it was so difficult to stop at just one or two pieces, you know, when you dream of getting this set. Even when my kids are grown, even when they're grown and moved out, I do foresee myself having this red cottage house in the living room always. And I think it's very reminiscent to a beautiful time that once was, you know, and I think it's very charming in a house. It makes a house a home. And when my kids are grown and when they come over with their kids, hopefully, this will be something that their children are playing with. And I really do love this. You can even make this house. You can build it in different ways. I put it long ways. You could take those down and put them on the side. You can make it more wide. There are so many ways you can rebuild this house. It's the way they created it was really amazing, because it comes apart and it goes in, you know, different structure. And you can constantly build to the rooms. You can constantly buy accessories or rooms for your house and really make it your own. So yeah, this is the Calico Critters. She really does have extensive animals here, lots of variety. And I honestly, guys, it's kind of sad that I'm gonna be putting it away just to put some fall decor out and then Christmas decor. But yeah, I'm actually going to be moving into her own room. Her own room is like a toy store. It's filled to the top with toys. So I will have to be creative, I will say that. And I'm not going to give up. I'm going to keep going, just like Beatrix Potter. I'm going to move this to her room, and I'm going to put the other items way over there in her closet. And yeah, so we'll see how it turns out. Maybe when it's all done, I will stop back on and show y'all a sneak peek of how it came out in her room. But this is the beautiful Calico Critter set, and they really are precious toys. Like I said, I always wanted these as a child, never really got them. So I ended up getting them for my daughter, and it really is seeing like that toy you always wanted but never really quite had. So you're kind of, my husband says that I live through my daughter, which in a way I guess is true, because when she's happy and I see her playing, it does fill me with a contentness that I've never had in my life. You know, when you see your children play or your children are happy, it does fill you with a feeling that you've never ever felt before. And you know that they're safe and they're happy and everything is just right in the world. And so these toys are so precious. They will never outlive them. We'll never be too old for them. These are toys that will last forever. And I plan on taking care of these and packing them away, you know, when my kids are much older and their just taste changes, I will never get rid of these. They will always be packed away in the closet, except for the house. I feel like the house should be out, you know, as a kind of like a decor item. And I will either set it on, if I don't always have it on my table, which I know I'm going to move it off right now, then I will have it somewhere on the floor. There will always be a space for that house. And these other items are going to go in her closet. On her big table, she has a lot of space in the closet right now for it. And thank you guys for joining me today. I hope y'all learned something, and I really love to hear what you guys think. Do y'all love Calico Critters? Do y'all have little Woodzeez sets? You know, what is on y'all's list? What do y'all do with yours? I know there's a lot of adults as well that collect these, and they probably feel exactly like I do. You know, they came out with so many more of these recently in the last 20 years or so, and they're really amazing to get your hands on them because there's nothing in the market quite like them. And I really do appreciate and love them. Well, thank you for joining me, guys. I will see y'all later. Bye.